I am the student advocacy senator, and I am double majoring actually in business administration and mathematical engineering.
Alright, so we're here to talk about student government. Could we just get a raise of hands to see how many people know what student government is on campus? Great to see people. Quite a lot of people. So we're actually in student-run organization on this campus. We are official organization granted by the Board of Regents. And we work with administration, faculty, and students to figure out what students want and need and bring those to this campus. So going over a little bit more about who we are. Again, we are vested by the Board of Regents, which is essentially the board view the institution as a whole. And we work with the chancellor to create policies or create programs that essentially benefit your experience at campus. Some of the programs that we have is the Holly the Husky. Holly is the official mascot of the Bothell, and this is something that we brought into reality back in 2008, 2009, working with students to really enhance the feel of Husky pride at this campus. We also brought the sports field. We advocated for a student space that can be used in sports facilities and the art building that was recently built. And our latest project was the Diversity Center located in UW1. This is our team for 2018-2019. Some of these members have been changed. However, our president, Leah Shin, she has been elected and she's currently serving as your student representative along with the rest of us. So we are representing a variety of clubs on this campus as well. We have an ISA, which is the Indian Student Association, Rotaracts, Debate Society, Beta Alpha Psi, PSU. Some of those are some clubs that we're partnered with. Yeah, and this is the structure of our team. Department of Marketing, that's the team that I lead. We also have Internal Affairs, which oversees Holly the Husky program and also the UW Leaders. UW Leaders is a program that any first years can be part of. It's a volunteer program. It's very low commitment, but you get to see how student government run and function. We also have student advocacy that a lot of you can talk a little bit more about.
Yeah, so the Department of Student Advocacy, so there's one director. Under that director, there's two senators. That's who I am. And within that department, we do things like organize town halls for us to just get to know the students and also connect students to faculty or staff. And also just educate students on different resources or different initiatives that are going on, and then it's a chance for students to also meet the staff so that they can just get that connection. And, if they have any concerns or anything that they want to raise, they can go ahead and do that. We also are part of different committees where we just, we're all part of different committees, but with student advocacy, we're part of the committees like the HARC, the Health and Wellness Resource Center that just opened up in the ARC. Also, there's the first year program, so there's a whole academic planning, map planning initiative that we're trying to start. And so the other senator who's in student advocacy, she's been working a lot with that and trying to get student feedback and trying to hold focus groups and things like that. But yeah, the whole purpose of the student advocacy department is just to talk to students and get close with students and provide those opportunities to bridge the gap between just the staff and the students, so students can know just how to raise any problems that they see, or how to educate themselves on different opportunities on campus and all of that this campus has to offer.
And Aaron, talk a little bit about
Yeah, so I'm the Director of Government Relations, and so basically a lot of what student government does is very, very involved on campus. My job is a lot more involved down in Olympia, so I meet with a lot of senators and representatives, basically lobbying for the interests of the student body, and a lot of the problems that, if you have problems on campus, a lot of the time that involves money to solve. We don't have a lot of money, so we need to get more money from the state. That's my job.
And some of the things that we're working at Olympia right now is $35 million for the new STEM building across from Discovery Hall. We are also asking for state funding for the state need grant to support students who are below the.
So 70% of median, it's like the median family income. So if, you know, a lot of us have a hard time paying for college. State need grant helps with that. It hasn't been fully funded in years. So that's another thing that I'm trying to get them to do, fully funded. Yeah, and then get, the new STEM building, and then also increase compensation for faculty and teachers, because what makes UW-Bothell so great is is our professors, and if we can't keep them around, then like your degree, the value of your degree goes down as well. So.
Yeah, and just value of your overall education, and this is really important because we lose a lot of faculty to a lot of UC schools or to schools across the U.S. because we can't compensate them enough, and this is a huge problem. I know you're nodding your head back there, yeah. So this is something that we're also working on as student body. We also have the Department of Community Relations. This is much more closer to the Bothell community and the Bothell community, and so we work with a lot of Bothell Chamber of Commerce. We work with Woodinville Commerce to bring like student discounts and like sports for this campus.
How many people have been to like Alexa's Cafe? Right? If you go there and you flash your student ID, you can get a discount. That's us.
And we also have staff members who like oversee our budget and our policy. Yeah, and so these are some of the goals that we had entering the beginning of this school year. Some of the biggest ones include transparency with administration. We want to know where the money is going. We pay so much money for tuition, and sometimes we feel like we're not getting what we deserve, right? And so as student government representatives, we want to bring that transparency and bring you the best resources possible. Again, these are some of our members from the team and some of our goals. We also know that this school is a commuter campus, and a lot of us work outside. And because of it, we are not able to engage as much as we can on this campus with clubs, activities, and events. And we want to make sure to bring all the students back on this campus and have a sense of community that you can all connect with. Yeah. You want to talk about the Blue Island?
Yeah, so the Diversity Center got a grant, and with that grant, basically what they wanted to do with it was to create just an opportunity for students to learn about, I guess, themselves, and also how to journey throughout their career, how to get to where they want to be and focus on who they are and their identities. And so we are going through this series of events called the QMI series. So we had our first event, which was last quarter, and it was this big QMI event. We had, how many people in attendance?
We have nearly 200 students.
Nearly 200 students. We had a great list of speakers. And basically that event was just a chance for students to come and learn from different speakers from all different types of industries and all different types of pathways. And so we really wanted to focus on their journeys to how they got to where they are. And we wanted students to be able to interact with them and ask them questions. And also we brought in about 10 alumni too, and so they were also interacting with students and just talking about their journeys. Because as students, it is scary, like where are we going to be in 10 years, or even 5 years. So we just wanted students to be able to interact with people who have graduated already and people who have found the careers that they love, and just teach them about how they got there, and that it is a journey and they're going to get through it. So that's a series of events, and so we're going to have 2 more events each quarter. So one this quarter and then one next quarter. So stay tuned for that. And then this picture right here, so this is one of the town hall events that we had. And so Ruth Johnson, she's the Vice Chancellor of Planning and Administration. And so she does these town halls like every month or 2. And she just tries to get student feedback, student input. And then this right here, so that's Martin. He is in charge of commuter services. And so the topic of this town hall was just parking. And so you all know it's like a huge problem here. So we talked about parking, got student feedback on that. We got their feedback on like the valet assisted parking and like initiatives that we're trying to bring on and things like that. So yeah, that's one example of the town halls that we've had throughout the year. And we're going to be planning more. So connect with us, connect with ASUWB so you can find out what we'll be talking about and where you can go to bring up your feedback, concerns, or anything, or learn more about our candidates.
Yeah. One thing you should all know is that while you go through your college experience at UW, you're gonna come across many things to complain about, like parking, huge issue on campus. Lack of food options on campus is also a problem. Space, all these different things. And it's good to discuss it amongst yourselves, but the way that you can make change is to bring it to us and bring it to administration and let it be noticed so that we can create solutions for you. And so we really, one of the big things that we do is outreach. That's where we come to these events and outreach to you to get your feedback and for us to get connected to the students of UW and also faculty too. Yeah. And so yeah, and we have all these great events partnered with Microsoft, T-Mobile, and the big company names that you might want to work for later. And our upcoming event is with he's a UX designer from Microsoft, and so he's going to be leading a session at the OMI event happening this February. Yeah, and then this is going to be the legislative session that Aaron's going to talk about.
Yeah, so on Martin Luther King Day, we brought a bunch of students down to Olympia to meet with legislators and just kind of talk about the student experience here at UW and why we need a new STEM building on campus and why we need, to fully fund the state aid grant and all of these other things. And there's going to be 2 other days where we're going to be doing this. The next one is February 11th, Huskies on the Hill. This is a tri-campus event, so UW Seattle and UW Tacoma are also bringing students down. And it should be a lot of fun. There's going to be like a speaker. There's going to be a rally. I think the speaker might be Bob Ferguson or Jay Inslee. I'm not sure yet. We're still working on organizing that. But yeah, if you're interested, like, feel free to, or please sign up. One person who signed up for Martin Luther King Day lobby day is a first year, an engineering major. Like, he was a star. Like, he killed it. He was the one who was leading all the conversations, which is really awesome because I get to do this all like every day, but it's really awesome to empower other students to be able to raise their voices and talk about their needs, because at the end of the day, we're all constituents of them. They work for us. They're beholden to us. So learning to raise your voice and learning to express like those problems and work to find solutions, that's what we're all about. So yeah, February 11th is the tri-campus one. And then on February 18th, President's Day, we're going to have another UW Bothell lobby day. So feel free to sign up.
Yeah, and we're going to have the emails listed above, and so you can take a picture if you're interested. One thing to know is that these legislators, what they really care about are the students, and like administration can go down many times, but if they don't hear from the students, that they're less likely to fund these kind of things, especially the capital budget. So yeah, here is our social and Facebook and also our website. You can also contact us at ASUWB@UW.edu. Lastly, I want to close with to say, hey, if you're interested in joining ASUWB, this is different than your high school like ASB. We're legitimate jobs. Like we get paid to do this, and we put a lot of hours into it. And we really care about students, and we really want to make a change on this campus. And I remember just starting as a first-year student, I wasn't very involved. I wasn't part of any clubs. And then I saw a couple friends who were part of this group, and they were really passionate about what they did. And I got to see all the changes that they made. I've seen the diversity center come to fruition, take place, and also recently the park that came to fruition in the arc as well. So changes do happen, but it takes a lot of leaders, it takes a lot of hours, and it takes a lot of motivation to do so. So please feel free to write it down somewhere. Do you have any questions for us?
Do you guys have elections within
Yes.
the AS? How often are they?
Yeah, so we have elections once a year. They're actually coming up. They start in spring quarter. The dates haven't been set yet, but once they do, like, it will be broadcast, it will be advertised everywhere.
So every position is like a one-year term, pretty much?
The only position that's not elected is my position, the Director of Government Relations, and that was because people would get elected into that position and then realize how much work it was and then quit halfway through. And you can't quit halfway through. Like, we don't have the time to onboard another person right when session starts.
Yeah, he has a hard job. All right.
How do you find out more about the candidates through
It's interesting because it really comes down to the candidates themselves. They have to advertise themselves. So, I believe everybody here is a first year, right? Anybody not a first year? Yeah, okay. So last year, John and Alondra ran for office. They had one of probably the best marketed campaigns I've ever seen here.
It was the best.
Well, they won, right? But they actually broke the record for the most votes. I was the elections committee chair last year, so I was the one who was running the elections. But they actually broke the record for the most amount of votes in UW history. Like they blew it in the second day. It was like a four-day voting period. And so like what it really comes down to is how well you market yourself, or how well the candidates market themselves.
Yeah, and I challenge you all to break our record.
Yeah. But yeah, so to answer your question, it can be on social media. They might be just out there talking to people, or you might never hear of them. Like it ranges. Yeah.
There was also a guy last year who tried to do it like on social media. It didn't work out that well. You gotta be out there, you know. Any other questions? We're here until 15 to 5 minutes. Hope you just end early. Okay. All right, well, yes.
Does the ASUWB have any long-term goals or things that they would like to see happen within your UW Bothell?
Yeah, so one, the STEM building, that's the first one. That's not something I'm ever going to see. Whether I succeed in getting funding for that or not, I'm not going to be here to see that built. Also, we want to get a health center on campus. We want to have an actual dining hall on campus. One of the biggest issues, personally, that I've seen at UW Bothell is that we keep calling ourselves and we keep treating ourselves as a commuter campus. And as long as we continue to treat ourselves as a commuter campus, it's very hard to develop a campus culture, right? So if you want to have that UW Seattle experience, you want to have that UCLA experience, you want to have that typical college experience, you need to develop a campus culture. So we're trying to take those steps to create that campus culture, but we're not going to be here when that actually comes to fruition. So this entire thing is a long-term goal. And a lot of those things, there are going to be some things that we can solve immediately, like the Health and Wellness Resource Center. I keep forgetting it. That was something that happened last year and managed to come to fruition this year, and it's doing really well. So we were able to see that, but that's just one step in the right direction until we actually get a full-on health center or something to that effect. So yeah.
So how do you guys deal with things like real estate, when you're talking about getting a dining hall?
So it's actually kind of funny. The North Creek Event Center, if you know where that is, it's right across from the Arc. That was originally supposed to be a dining hall, but then we didn't have the funds, and a whole bunch of other things kind of fell through. And so it's once again, one, going down to the state, state capital and getting more funding for this campus. And then two, actually working with administration to kind of create, come up with a business plan for that. In terms of buying actual property, some of it's already here, we just need to actually do it.
Yeah, and there's actually a what's called campus master plan. It's the 25-year plan as to how UW Bothell is going to grow. And we have placement of buildings that could go up. But to do that, we need money. That's the only thing. If you guys have $35 million lying around, please contact us. But that's, what we really need is people that's going to carry the torch from year to year and generation to generation. And so That's what we really look for.
Any other questions?
All right. I think we'll just end right here, and thank you so much for listening to our presentation.